Hi! Guess where I'm at? I'm at my bestie's shop with Caroline Baudino. I'm so excited about this episode today. This is gonna be my favorite one because she's my best friend and I get to show the world who Caroline is, and we're gonna do her makeup. We're gonna hear her story. Just watch this video. It's gonna be so great.
So Monica's here doing makeup. We've got everyone here. It's the best. We're in the shit show closet. Look at her setup. Yep. Just wait. Come on.
Hi, Caroline.
Hi, Mon.
Oh my God, I got you.
I can't wait. I cannot believe I get to be with my bestie.
I know. All right,
I'm so lucky.
I'm gonna start you makeup. So I'm gonna start with the face oil by Monika Blunder Beauty.
Our favorite face oil.
Caroline tends to be more a little bit on the drier side. So I think the oil is always like really beautiful on you under makeup because it like really hydrates you and it gives you that instant glow.
Mom, what does dry skin come from? Like, is it because I'm dehydrated or is it just people's skin is dry or oily?
People are born with certain skin types, you know. Yours is a little bit on the drier side. Mine is more combination. But luckily,
that's true. My face is never oily.
It really is not. It's not, which is kind of great. You know, you don't have to like deal with tons of powder and things like that. So
I think that's why I love the face oils.
Yeah,
because I'm always kind of dry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels like so good.
And I think it's also lifestyle right now. You've been like so busy and traveling. You just came back from New York, so I think that also adds to definitely being a bit more on the dry. And also now it's winter. We have the heater on, things like that. You know.
Oh, it feels so good.
I'm so excited. And I'm so excited to introduce you to my followers here on YouTube because, you know, we all know Caroline, but there are some people that don't know who you are. So
I'm sure there's a lot of people.
So I'm excited to introduce you to the people who don't know Caroline. And I want to talk a little bit about you today. And I want to really like, you know, because it's so fascinating because first of all, I met Caroline I think 4 or 5 years ago we met.
I think it was 2021. 2021 because it was when we got out of COVID.
No, 2020 because I launched MB Beauty 2020. And the way how we met is I sent her Blunder cover. And that was when I launched was 2020. 2021 in January, you're right.
That's it. It was 21 in January because it was when we came out of we were the first, it was the first time we went out for dinner was the first time people were going out since COVID. It was your first time going out to a restaurant since COVID, remember?
But we met on DM on Instagram, which is
best day ever.
Yeah.
Monika reached out on DM and I am so grateful that I pride myself on responding to DMs because if not, I wouldn't have seen it. And getting that DM, I remember looking at her feed and being like, oh my God, she's so cute. I love her. And she sent me some product and I was doing these little like unprofessional makeup tutorials. Nothing what Monika does, just fun. What do I do every day? You know, because I'm somebody who really loves makeup. I really love putting myself together. I feel like it's self-care. It's kind of like my me time. So I used Monika Blunder and it was fabulous. And then Monika reached out and we started chit-chatting on DMs, and then we said maybe we should just like have a double date, like we should just go for dinner, and that was the start of our love affair.
That was the start.
2 weeks later after that dinner we were on vacation together.
It's insane.
It's insane.
And it's just so amazing we also live really close. We're in the same neighborhood. We have a few mutual friends, so it was meeting on the internet, but also we are quite like in the same circle with a lot of the same friends. But it just shows you that you can meet people on social media.
And later in life. Because you don't think that women in their 50s and 60s, like you can't meet new friends or new people. And I'm like, I have met some of the most incredible women in the last 2 years on social media. All women who are super supportive, super loving, and you got to find your people.
Absolutely. Well, I want to just really quickly before we talk more, say what I've done so far. So I've put the face oil on and I added a little bit of the shade 3 from Blunder cover. This is our hero product. It's a concealer foundation hybrid. And now I'm going to go in with her actual shade, which is 425. And then I'm going to also contour with it a little bit with the 625. I also used the lip tint which I like to do when I do the skincare, so it has time to sort of settle into the lips.
And this has hyaluronic acid in it, so it like plumps and moisturizes. I use it all day, every day.
Absolutely. So Caroline, what is so fascinating about Caroline too is, so we met 4 or 5 years ago, and she was, just kind of starting to work in this space as I hate the word influencer, but she, started to work on social media influencing, and she had a small, decent amount of following. She was at I think she was at 25,000 when we met. But I always say this to Caroline, I'm really good at spotting people, and I saw something in her. I knew this girl is going to do something really special. She was just so charming and so unique and so cute, and just to watch. And I have been on her side. I've seen her grow in the last 4 or 5 years.
You've been through it all. You've seen it all.
I've seen it all. And it's just, I always say this to you. I'm so proud, impressed, so happy for all the amazing things that happened to you. But can you tell our followers kind of your journey and how it all started? I mean, you were just a regular mom at home, raising 2 boys, and tell us.
Well, Mom, first, thank you so much for saying that. You have been number one supporter from day one. So just knowing that there are women out there that want to see you win and help you win. Monica's the first person. I remember when I hit 100,000 and she sent me flowers and has always cheered me on. So I'm super grateful for that. That's the great thing about women friendships. You need them in your life. You need women who think you're, who see that potential in you. I think it's super important. So I would say about 9 years ago is when I really started. I was just on Instagram like everybody else, just, posting pictures, family. It was Caroline Barba on there, or Caroline Baudino was my site. And I had probably 500 followers. And one day got stolen. Somebody hacked my account. And literally till this day, it's still sitting on Instagram, with my 2000 pictures, never got it back, could never get back in. Let's just say, even with 500, I had a nervous breakdown. So I really was kind of I'm just going to give up. Maybe it's not meant to be. What am I doing? I'm a mom. I've got 2 small kids at home. I knew I was feeling frustrated. I knew I was feeling a little bored. I knew there was something more for me. But again, just the responsibility of being a mom and a wife and a daughter to elderly parents, it kind of just seemed impossible. And it just seemed like this was my role now. I had to, be a mom and stay home. And when I got to meet Monika, the greatest part of it was at that point, between one of my best friends, Erin, and my husband, John, just constantly pushing me and just saying, you're smart, you're capable, you could do something, you got this. And I think they could just tell that I wasn't living to my full potential. I just wasn't probably as happy as I could be, or, it's when you can just see someone isn't who they're supposed to. And I look at pictures now of me from that time, and it's it makes me sad because I don't even look. I look at oh my God, she does not look that happy. So, my dad was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and, I got a phone call one day in the thick of it. And my parents were just honestly had a nervous breakdown. I've never seen my mom like that. It was terrifying to know that she had no power and she had no idea where anything was. There was 2 years of taxes missing. There was she was screaming, crying. My dad didn't know where anything was. And they were basically you have to take care of us. You're responsible for us now. And I was I'm sorry, what? And having 2 small kids, feeling like I was drowning already, I knew I had to do something. There was something in that moment that was like a light bulb. I just walked past the mirror. I just realized I hadn't looked in a really long time. I think I was just kind of walking around like a zombie, just fulfilling every responsibility I needed to. And I just stopped for whatever reason, just looked in the mirror, and I just didn't recognize myself. I just remember being who the hell is that? And I missed me. I missed that version of me that is smiling and happy and put together and smiling, in a good mood, up for anything. And I was kind of where did she go? And I was in a little bit in a third person, where did Caroline go? Not mom, not daughter, not wife. Where's Caroline? And I realized I had kind of lost her. And I made a commitment to myself that day that I was going to bring her back. I was going to bring back that best version of me. I was going to get up and get dressed every single day because I knew that made me feel good. And I literally started there, and I just took one photo in the mirror. That was it, just one little photo. And that started everything. And I just consistently, persistently got on every single day, 7 days a week for the last 9 years. And that's just the truth. The success and happiness comes because you work for it and because you choose it. And, being able to go from like when I met Monika, 20 something followers, which was unbelievable to me at the time, to be here today with like over 1.5 million or whatever, getting to be on People magazine, the Today Show, it just literally shows you that anything is possible, that it's never too late. You're never too old. And I'm extremely honored to be in this position. Super grateful to be able to be surrounded by incredible women who are all just trying to be better. So I'm hoping this changes the narrative for moms and midlife women. I'm hoping to set that example that you can look and feel and do amazing things at any age.
Yeah. Well, you inspire so many women. It's funny when I go for lunch with her, I always tell her this. It's so funny. When now we go for lunch, there's always like one or two people who recognize her. I've worked with the biggest celebrities in Hollywood. And I always joke. I'm like, there I am going for lunch with Caroline. She's like, just like, I see her as like my girl. And it's like people coming up, like wanting to take a picture with her.
Nothing better wishes, but Monika's like, what is happening?
I'm like, no, and I already see them from the back of my corner. I'm like, oh, there she comes. There's one coming. There she's coming. And I'm like, I'm having lunch with my and all I want to do is talk. They want nothing to do with me. They're like, they shove me on the side. They're like, Caroline. It's my favorite.
Oh my God,
I'm here. Hello.
Yeah,
my name is Monika.
She's like, hi, I'm Monika. Blunder, the celebrity makeup. We were dying.
It's my favorite. I wish we would have it on camera.
We have to do it one day. Yeah, it's too good. Yeah. I love you.
It's the best.
It's the best.
No, but my favorite slogan or saying is really like the Nike slogan. It's like, just do it. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like what you did. You just did it.
Just did it.
Yeah,
you do it with fear. You do it with, insecurity. You do it with never knowing what's going to happen. But if you never try or you never do it, you'll never know. And the answer is always no.
Yeah.
So I'd rather fail trying.
Yeah.
And at least have a good story to tell.
Yeah.
Than just to sit on my couch and not, and never do anything.
Yeah. I mean, we have to tell everyone you were an actress in
my 20s.
That's how you kind of started. And you have that in you. I can see that
actress
I love
in
you.
Mm-hmm.
And she loves the camera and you love, I've never met, she's so secure about herself. You're so confident and it shows because I think to do what you're doing, you have to be confident and I'm sure you have your ups and downs days.
Of course.
Where there's days you don't want to be on camera, but the acting definitely must have helped you.
It does.
Right?
Being able to speak to camera, because a lot of people are like, how do you just talk to the camera?
Exactly.
I'm definitely used to the camera, so I do feel very comfortable. I studied psychology. I was going to be a therapist. I got into NYU for my master's.
Yeah.
And I turned it down to go to acting school, which my parents were thrilled.
But that is
my psychology background.
You're so good with people.
It is. I wanted to be a therapist. I wanted to.
And honestly, Caroline, I'm not just saying this, but when I have a problem, she's the only person I go to and I open up to. Because
me and Monika tell each other everything.
She's really good at listening, and a lot of people don't know how to listen. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've noticed this with certain people.
All the time.
Like, they talk about themselves, but it's a
or ask you a question and then they talk about themselves.
Yeah, it's a gift to be able to actually listen to someone else.
I really love it.
Have that.
Thank you. I really love it. I love people.
Yeah.
I love people's stories. I like digging deep. Like, I feel like you're not friends if you're not telling each other the real stuff. Like, you're just telling me everything is perfect. I just don't believe you. And now I don't trust you. So for me, it's like no judgment ever, but I want to know what's really like, what are you feeling? What are you thinking? What's going on at home? Like, I want to know I want to have a real conversation, bottom line. So I feel like we're so lucky because I feel like we are like soul sisters.
I'm using that Too Faced
what is that?
palette. They just sent this to me and I thought that this is so pretty for you. That. And then we'll use our new MB Beauty liners, which just launched.
They're so good.
So I'm going to do that on you. We have to talk about your jewelry, Caroline.
Oh, yeah.
Because people, again, the people who don't know you, yes, Caroline wears a lot of jewelry and she wears this every single day.
Hold on, let me just make sure everyone sees it.
Let's bring him out.
I mean, yep. 5, 6.
And she wears it proudly.
I sleep in it. I shower in it. I do exercise in it. I swim in it.
Yeah, just tell it now because we're going to get all the questions in the comments. And so we're just going to lay it all down. She sleeps in it. She bathes in it. She showers in it.
I swim in it. I vacation in it. I live in it. And I just genuinely, it came a point
I
that
almost said something really inappropriate too. I'm
I
not
have
going
sex in
to.
it.
Yeah.
That's what everyone's thinking. So we
It's
might
like,
as well say
jingle,
it.
jingle.
It makes it more fun. It's like live music.
Exactly.
No, but seriously, I'm like, there came a point, and this is when, I kind of was like getting dressed again and getting up again. And I was like, why did I stop wearing my jewels? Like, I was like, I love my jewelry. It's like my body armor. It makes me feel good. It sparkles. It's a great conversation starter. And I thought, why am I saving it for a special occasion? Like, why am I not wearing the things I love? Like, rip the tag off, wear it. Life is so short. And to me, it was like, I'm not going to be buried in it. So when am I using it? When am I wearing it? And I kind of thought to myself, I feel like waking up every day. Being alive is the special occasion. Like, I think I'm the special occasion. So why am I not getting dressed for it? Why am I not wearing all my jewels and enjoying it?
Yes.
So
and you wear it so well.
I just love it. It makes me so happy.
And it's your trademark.
It's my trademark. I'm Mrs. T, and I'm married to Mr. T, basically. And this is all women owned. Every piece I have on.
Yeah, and that's another thing she supports.
All support all women. These are moms starting new businesses. These are women jewelers.
She's the
all
biggest
friends.
supporter.
These are all my greatest friends now. I feel incredibly honored and blessed to be able to help, somebody at home starting this, a business. And it's so empowering when you can make some of your own money. I really believe that. I think it's the greatest key to freedom for women. So if I can support women in any way, make sure that they can take care of themselves and have a way out no matter what, I will do.
Yeah, it's amazing. Just
you have to.
The way how you have supported MB Beauty, and
my favorite. You're the most incredible human being on the planet. I would never not support you.
You do that with everyone. So it's
And you started this at 53, was it?
50.
50.
Yeah.
So
don't make me that old.
Sorry. I'm going to be 53. What do you mean it's not old? It's like, but it's true. Like, the fact is, it's like you're another perfect example. And that's why I love doing this with you, because again, I'm going to be 53 in January. You started this at 50. I started at 47, 48. Yeah. And anything is possible. Like, I think, again, you just started an entire beauty brand at 50 years old. So,
yeah. Okay, so here are the new liners, guys. We just launched these.
We've waited for this for 2 years, just so you all know. I've been begging her for gel liners, begging, and she made them.
I was very particular. They needed to do certain things, and I think they came out really great. They're super creamy. They're so easy to use, but what I love about them is that
Tell them the trick.
They set. So we have a word in the makeup language, it's called playtime, where you can, like, for 30 or for 40 to 60 seconds make a crisp line, or you can blend them in to make them smudgy, but then after that time they set and they don't smudge around.
That's incredible.
Which is really great,
especially when you're out in the wind. If you're in a wintry place, or you're upset, or you're like, the point that it just stays, especially when you have a long day or an event. That's amazing. Kind of insane.
Yeah. And so I'm going to put the black in the inner, upper and lower waterline, which Caroline looks really good with a smoky eye. That's sort of also her signature. And then I'm going to do the chocolate brown. So I only did 2 shades. This is like the perfect brown. I'm going to do that on top of her lash line. So I'm going to do that now, and then we can talk more. But I wanted to also know what really jewelry means to you, Caroline. Like, is there any ethos behind it? Like, are there any, like, you love it so much?
I do. I don't know if it's my dad always, my dad passed away last year, coming up on the 1-year anniversary. And, he's Cuban. He always wore gold chains and jewelry. Yeah. So I always grew up, loving jewelry.
And your mom wore a lot of jewelry.
My mom wore a ton of jewelry. She still does. She steals all of my things. which I love. She's 86 and covered in jewels and red lipstick. But I think what it is, it's like, I think a lot of it has meaning. I love that it's supporting people. A lot of them is like something that's good luck or reminds me of something. Like my bear ring reminds me to be strong. You know, my wing ring reminds me to fly.
Yeah.
Just like I think a lot, I usually pick pieces
That have some sort
of meaning or reminds me of something.
Yeah.
That
That's
just
why we
gives me
love like the
power.
retro way and things
All
like
of
that,
it.
right?
Yes, I love just like the rainbow reminds me like that life is a rainbow. You know what I mean? To look for the rainbow. Just little things that just you look down and it just inspires me, or I don't know, just reminds me of something.
Yeah, I love it. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about. It's funny when the girls arrived downstairs before you opened the door, we talked about it. Like we talked about plastic surgery at the moment and like just in general aging.
Yep.
And it's I just think about, I mean, you have kids, you have boys, but I have a daughter, and I feel like it's gonna be so hard for them, to age
Yeah.
because you and I are in this age now, and like I'm always trying to figure out what message can I give to Valentina. Everyone is doing plastics. Like for me, I grew up with women having plastic surgeries in their 60s,
Me too.
and now
Yeah.
it's like we have friends that do
In
it
their
in their
20s and 30s
in their
now.
30s.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, what do you think about that, Caroline?
You know, for me, I'm always, you do whatever it is that makes you feel good, right?
You do
If
you,
that's you do
right?
you, and like I'm not
Right.
here to judge,
Yes.
like if that's what you love. But I do think there is a world where we can age gracefully. And I do think there's a world where, we can be grateful for where we are and like lucky to be alive. And for me now, what used to haunt me, my cellulite, is now I'm like, I'm just lucky my legs work. Like, I don't care about the cellulite. Like, I'm just lucky I get to walk down the beach with my husband and kids, or I get to go exercise. You know what I mean? I kind of look at a different perspective of it now.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, I feel so lucky to be alive. And I'm like,
And you guys, Caroline shows like she does like posts about her. Not that you have cellulite, but
I do.
she'll
I mean, I
literally
do.
go in the bright light sunshine where your legs look the worst, and
The
she's
worst.
like, "Look,
The other
look,
day
I
I
have
posted
a-"
and I was like, I have balls to be posting this.
Yeah,
But like,
but that's why women
I just
love
don't
you.
care. Like,
That's why they can relate to you because everyone is so fake on Instagram.
well, it's just so freeing. Like when you realize how free you feel once you can just like walk around your house in shorts, like, or go to the beach and just realize no one is staring. Like everyone is so selfish and self-absorbed. No one is staring at you.
No one cares.
No one
right?
cares about
like,
you.
Yeah, like people don't care about you. It's like you think that everyone is staring, but no one is.
Like no one is staring. And I
Yeah.
think too, what's important, and I think if I wish more influencers or, people on social media, we gave up, all of us stopped using filters. Like I do not use any filters. And now, you still see people literally promoting a makeup artist, literally saying like, look at this incredible makeup job she did. And there's a filter on top. So I'm just curious as to what work did she do? Like I can't see her work because you put a filter on it.
Yeah.
So at what point, when do we stop the bullshit? Yeah. And I think that's what's so damaging to young girls is all these filters, all these, like everyone putting everything out there so perfect. And again, everything being so inspirational rather than authentic and real. Yeah. And for me, I like authentic and real. Like I'd rather watch somebody cooking their dinner or hanging out with their kids or doing something normal. They do. I don't need to see a girl strutting Valentino in the middle of Fifth Avenue. For what? Like, it's cute to look at the picture for a minute, but I'm not going to invest in that. Do you know what I'm saying? That's not. Yeah. So for me, I genuinely think that with aging, I think if we could all just embrace aging gracefully, because we're all going to age. There's no way around it. I'm okay with some plastic surgery. I do get some Botox. And it's okay. I think for me, it's doing things slowly, mindfully, still trying to be true to yourself, but I am all about zhuzhing up. I'm all about doing things that are in your power and your control that help you, to make you feel better and more confident. But I do think it gets overboard. So how do we stop that? And I think it's just all of us older women getting real and showing and paving the way. Yeah. And I love the message about the filters. It's like, it's ridiculous. Right. It's like
come on, we know that you have a
Well,
filter
and it's
on.
also like, so when people meet you in person, what are they going to think?
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, what are you putting out there? Because I'd rather someone say, oh my God, you look so much better in person than someone say like, oh my God, you look so different. Like I didn't
Yeah.
recognize you. I'd be like, you know, so I think there's something about at some point,
Yeah,
you
I
can't have
follow.
a filter on you all day long. You can't. So why are you showing that for 5 minutes on your highlight reel?
I
That doesn't
do
make
follow
sense.
some makeup artists too who are like major makeup artists, and I'm like, you know, it's all
What's
filtered.
like,
I
why
know
are
it's
you
all
filtered?
filtered.
So it's like you can't see the work.
Yeah,
That doesn't make any
exactly. I
sense
can
to
make it
me.
look like that too.
Right.
Yeah. It's absolutely right.
Like, I don't trust anybody who's using filters.
I'm gonna do our black mascara on you, Caroline, which is so nice. I'm gonna do a few coats. This mascara is really special because you can build it and you can make it look really natural, but the more coats you do, the
thicker it gets, right?
thicker and the more drama you will get.
Well, I love your brown. I feel like you came out with brown and then everyone came out with brown.
Right?
Do you
Isn't
notice
that
that?
crazy?
Yeah.
And
I
then
feel
you
like
know
now
that,
I see brown everywhere.
but I haven't even told you we almost sold out with the brown mascara.
You were saying like the moment that it really started for you was when you looked in the mirror and you made a promise to yourself to like show up every day and post a photo every day, and to where you are now. And I'm sure in between there were so many more moments where you weren't getting the feedback or the response or the success or the things where you could measure that it had like made a difference. And what was like your mantra, or what kept you going in the moments where you felt like
It's a great question.
it wasn't working or you weren't being appreciated or seen in your fullness?
Oh my God.
what
For
you were
10
trying to
years.
do.
I mean, there's so many moments, honestly, that you want to give up. There's so many moments that I've almost thrown my phone against the wall, like for real, like been like, I can't take anymore. Like I remember saying to John, like, I've said I want to run away. I've said I want to quit. I've said, again, I cannot take anymore. And I think honestly, I don't want to get honestly, I don't want to get teary-eyed because it's just so true. I think what honestly keeps me going, I refuse to give up on me. Like there is something, like even when I'm at my lowest,
Yeah,
I will
I feel
literally
the same.
in my head be like, get up. Like we don't give up. And it's one of those things that I will regret more 20 years from now, not having tried and not being able to say I tried. I think I'll live with so much resentment, and so much regret. And I think regret and resentment are thieves of joy. I really do. So I feel like it would be worse for me to give up. So
I think that's the perfect way how you put it. I think in 20 years from now, I mean, look, I've thought of a couple of times I'm going to throw it in and I'm done with Emmy Beauty because no one talks about it, but it's so
you get so many no's, you get so much negativity.
Yeah.
You get, deals fall through or you don't get what you think you're going to get. You have all these illusions and dreams and people screw you over, people copy you, people steal your stuff. Like it's insane. Like you do have to have such a thick skin. You do have to have a really clear message, because no one can steal that from you. That's the one thing no one can steal is your integrity, your message, and like who you are. No one can steal it, right? You can copy, but they can't steal. So I kind of just realized I needed to stay one step ahead always. And if like, why not me? That's just how I see it. Why not me? Like if she's successful, why can't I be? And it's never, I don't want her to have it. I like, if anything, it inspires me. And it's just the hardest moments I honestly feel is what makes you have to decide how badly do you want it. And it's those that don't give up that succeed because there's no secret. There is no trick. There's no book. I am like the first person to tell you, I'm not selling you any bullshit. There is no secret to success. It is consistency and persistence. And that's all. It's you not giving up when everyone else does. Because I can't tell you how many people you see. I have friends that everyone just stops posting, because like you just lose the fume and the fire. And it's the one thing you got to keep lighting that fire every single day because you never know when it's going to be your turn. So I'm just not willing to give up. I'm not willing to give up on me. And my mom sacrificed way too much for us to have the opportunities. Like, honestly, my mom sacrificed her own happiness so that we would be taken care of. And I absolutely refuse to waste her sacrifice.
Beautifully said.
Thank you. Like,
Loved
we're
it.
going all the way if it's the last thing I do. I'm going to make them proud.
I'm gonna make you go in. There's a little mirror in my makeup bag. And I'm gonna, because it's really hard for me to like, I want you to get really deep into the root of the lash. That's what I do a lot when I'm working with a celebrity client too.
I love the liner.
Is I'm making them go in with the mascara, because the way how it really works, if you get close to the root. Yeah, that's exactly what she's doing. She's stamping the mascara into the root, and then she's pulling it up. I taught her that.
Mm-hmm. Makes that nice, that makes that black line look even thicker,
Exactly.
which I love.
This looks perfect. And don't worry about all the little things. We can
Should I
fix
do the other
those.
side, Mom?
Yeah.
That's what's great about this mascara, though. It actually like sits nicely between the hairs, so like you can stamp it and then pull up.
You mean the brush?
The brush, sorry.
The brush is super special. And
I remember when you were testing the brushes.
You know what's important about a brush too?
Is that okay?
Is
that look?
That's great.
Great.
Because you're getting so close, literally to your eyeball, almost in the inside of your eye. So you want a brush that is comfortable. Have you had those brushes which are like, have the hairs sticking out and they kind of poke your eye?
It also doesn't, sometimes it can leave a mess too.
Yeah.
It's like too much product and stuff.
Exactly.
Do you have any teachers, mentors, or guides that have helped you along your way?
Oh, that's interesting. You know, it's really funny. When it comes to mentors and guides, I think people will be extremely shocked to know that, like, I don't really listen to podcasts. Like, I don't follow.
Yeah, I sent her podcasts. I'm like, can you please listen to that one? She's like, no. I'm like, come on. You gotta listen to that one.
I'd rather watch a crime documentary.
She loves crime documentaries.
Like, I can't sit and just listen. Like, I want to watch I don't know. I wanted to be an FBI agent. Like, I'm crazy. But it's, you know, with like, I don't listen to Mel Robbins or Gabby Burns. Like, I really don't. And that's, I think, will shock people. It really comes from just life experience. Like, it really does. The things I talk about, the stories I tell, it's really just learning from my own mistakes and being able to kind of look back now and really be able to dissect things and look at things differently with a different perspective, because I do feel good and I feel happy. That it's funny. I feel like I'm always saying, like, I'm not an expert, I'm not a doctor, but it's life experience that makes you the expert. And so everything I talk about really isn't from anyone else. It's really more, I mean, I love like Simon Sinek. I love Gary Vee. I love how real and honest. I love Cody, who does a lot of business talk. She's very real about making money and finances. I'm very, you know, those kind of things I'm very interested in. And I think it's very inspiring and motivating. But I honestly think it's life experience that is what makes me talk every day. You know what I mean? But I love Gary Vee.
Yeah,
he's one of my favorites. And I got to
speak
at his event.
Right?
I remember saying, I was like, one day I'm going to meet him. I swear to God, I'm going to meet him one day. I told John, I was like, I have to meet him one day. And then this year I got the call that he asked me to speak at his huge VCon. And it was, getting to meet him was the coolest, greatest experience. So that was really fun.
I'm just going to put a little loose powder. So I actually never really do powder on Caroline. But we are in film right here and we have like lots of lights going on. So I'm just going to set it a little bit in the T-zone. I like that one size loose powder is really great. And then I'm also putting it a little bit underneath her eyes just to kind of set it. And we're almost done. I mean, this is like her kind of signature.
It's my everyday.
This is like her everyday makeup look. And I think very achievable, very easy to do.
Very achievable.
And
it takes practice, guys. I think people give up too easily. You know, it's like, oh, yes, you're not going to have Mario by makeup. Like, you're not having Monika Blunder at your house doing your makeup, but that does not mean that you can't pick up some of the techniques.
Yeah.
It does not mean you can't play with your makeup and have fun with it. Put on some great music. Take a little time for yourself every day. I have to say, when you put a little bit on, it just puts a pep in your step. So don't be afraid to have fun with it. Practice. It takes time to practice, and then you can do your makeup in like 15 minutes. Don't you think?
Yes, totally.
It comes easy.
I agree.
It's just like, have fun with it. It's okay if it doesn't look perfect.
I agree.
You will get the hang of it.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that.
Yeah. The last question or last couple of questions is, you grew up in New York, rapid fire. I'm going to list some things and you tell me which cities does it better, New York or LA?
Ooh. Bagels. New York.
Beauty treatments,
LA.
restaurants,
New York.
coffee.
LA.
Wow. Yeah, I love LA coffee too.
Yeah.
We like this whole
Like in
group here is
Telehensia, you know, I mean, there's some
yeah,
really good spots
there's
here.
some really
Even though
good
there's good
ones.
spots in New York too, but
Yeah.
New
We're
York
all
more
coffee drinkers in this group.
huge coffee drinker, but in New York, I like the bodegas. Like if you just go in and you say, give me, you know, light and sweet.
Yeah.
It is the greatest coffee, but it's like those little delis. It's
Yeah.
not, I feel like here has beautiful coffee shops where you
Right.
get great coffee. Yeah.
And the last one is spas and wellness.
LA.
LA. I love
I
the
think
Korean.
so.
I'm gonna take you to the.
That
I
was
took you to
amazing.
the Korean
That was
one.
amazing. I feel like here there's more like health and wellness. I just think it's more available. I think
Yeah.
it's more, you know, there's more options
Yeah.
here. So I do think people take more advantage of
Yeah.
it here. So yeah, I think LA.
Yeah.
But New York, pizza, bagels,
Mhm.
nightlife, people.
So for her lips, we're gonna keep it really simple since we did more of a smoky eye. This is sort of her signature lip. Caroline actually doesn't even line her lips. I always do it on her because I think it looks great on her. I use the Renee liner, and I literally, what I like to do on her is just this part, the Cupid's bone, I overdraw like slightly, just a little bit. And what this does, it just gives you that like extra little pout that we all want. And but she, not that I'm calling you lazy, but she just doesn't do the liner. She just is
You know
like
what
a
else
lip.
too? And I love it when you do it.
Yeah.
And I do, and I love it when it's on. And I really love the Renee with the lip, you know, the one that I love that's kind of
Yeah.
like that neutral.
Yeah,
It's more of like,
the Frühling.
I love doing the eyes, and then I'm always like, I never
But
like,
at
because I love
time-
the smoky
Yeah.
eyes, so I always wanted a nude lip. So
Yeah.
that's just always what I've always done.
So her signature would be
Mhm.
during the day. Like
Frühling.
all of us love the tints, and she does the Frühling with the pink because she throws it. She's the kind of girl when she's at dinner, she just whips it out and doesn't need a mirror. And that's what this is so great. It
perfect.
gives you a little color, and you don't need to be, it's like not a fussy product. It's just like super easy, and it gives you everything you need. It gives you a little gloss. It gives you a little plumpness because of the hyaluronic. It gives
It's
you a
a
little
perfect
sheen.
nude.
So
It
it's like
is.
the greatest
Mhm.
product to have with me. And all my celebrities
Everybody loves
on
this.
red carpet, they get this in the bag. Today, because I'm doing the video and I want you to look perfect, I'm just going to do the Kiss and Lush
Yeah, I love that one.
lipstick, which is like more of a lipstick, a crayon. And I just love this color in her. Like, I just think it's a very sexy color. And not everyone can wear nude, but Caroline can wear nude really, really well. So I love like the Kiss and Lush lipstick in Marlene. And then what I do on top of it, and this is something Caroline
My
uses
favorite.
as well on the go. And the reason I think why she likes it is because
These two are always in my purse or in my
Yeah.
car. Like I have multiples because you grab it, you always use it. And this is what everyone asks me all the time when I'm wearing on Instagram.
Yeah.
When you were asking me what's on my lips, it is always this or this.
Yeah.
These are the two.
Yeah. And then this is a little bit, gives you a little bit more color. It's a little bit more of a sophisticated product because it's a gloss. It has a spongy applicator, and the color is also perfect for you. It's castagna. It's the perfect nude again for her, and that is really it.
You do like magic.
This is like the really quick everyday Caroline look, and she does her eyes darker than I do. I do them a little bit less, but I still give her that kind of like.
But I like this when you
tonality.
do it because
Yeah.
it's different from when I do. Like if
Yeah.
it's going to look the same that I do, it's not fun. You know what I mean? So I
Exactly.
do like that it's such a different look. When you did my makeup last week for the live, like everyone loved it.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. This is a little bit more natural.
Mhm. I
but
like
this is
it.
great for every day.
I love it.
The last question we end with every single guest we've had on this is, I always ask everyone, when do you feel the most beautiful?
You know, I feel the most beautiful, truthfully. That's such a good question. It really is a good question. I mean, that's honestly the most beautiful is like when I'm smiling because I think smiling is your greatest accessory.
Oh, I like that answer.
It's just true. Like when I'm smiling, I feel like that's when you look
And
your most beautiful. Like
you get everybody with your smile.
you know what I mean? Like I feel like that is just when you have that, I feel like it changes the whole look. Like smiling, it doesn't matter how pretty you are.
I love that.
Like you just don't, you know, if you don't smile, like it's just not, you don't, there's something about that. I feel like that's when I look my most beautiful.
I think I do that. I think I'm going to steal that. I feel
You
the
should,
same way.
right? Like it's just true. There's a different feeling. And I feel like that's when I look my best is whether I have makeup on or not, or whether I'm dressed up or not. It's when I'm smiling.
Beautiful answer.
Thank
I love
you.
that. Well, that sums it all up. This was so beautiful. And I'm so happy for all my subscribers on YouTube who don't know you yet.
Oh.
They are going to fall in love with you. And everyone, where can everyone find Caroline?
I am so honored. Thank you, Mon. This was so fun. I love spending time with you any chance I get. So thank you for doing this. And you can find me on Shop with Caroline on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and YouTube. And podcast is coming in hot.
Thank you.
Love you, Mom.